I think I missed my cue there where the music stopped. All right, welcome to Livestream Deals, everybody. I'm Ross Brand. This is a show where you shop the show, where we present products and services, and in this case, an entire network for content creators and online entrepreneurs, live streamers, podcasters, bloggers, YouTubers, and all types of business owners who work online. The products that can help you work more efficiently, work more profitably, and some great guests will be along as well to talk about it. Joie Gharrity is going to be joining us. She's the founder of the Superstar Women Entrepreneurs Media Network, and she's brought 4 of her great hosts along, and we're going to talk to her about why she started the network, and we're also going to meet the hosts and get their input on why they joined the network and also what kind of shows, so you can check those out. And then afterwards, Joey and I will talk a little bit about books. And if that isn't enough, because Joey is a author of Being Your Own Superstar, she's also the author of The Red Carpet Guide to Visibility and Influence. I've got a couple of books, 3 books on Amazon as well. You can see all that stuff in the carousel. We're going to talk to the hosts about their favorite products. We're live across the internet, major social destination. We're probably live there, but the real fun happens here on Amazon Live. So if you're on another platform, feel free to come over. We're going to do a little bit of post-show as well, only on Amazon Live, and we're going to go behind the scenes of Joey's speech at Podfest. It was a really, really cool experience. I was there to see Joey speak. Not only did she give an outstanding speech, but William Hung, I don't know if you remember him from She Bangs and American Idol fame, but he was the speaker before Joey. A very funny story. So we'll get into that in some post-show. Come on by. Again, post-show only on Amazon Live, but for the rest of the run, you can watch us wherever you are, and hope you're having a great day, and I'm so excited. So let's just bring on Joey and get right into it. Joie Gharrity is the founder of the Superstar Women Entrepreneurs Media Network, Joie G 113 Media Network. She's a Hollywood insider, an author, and now, Joey, you're running a whole bunch of shows, and you've got a lot more than just your own live streaming going on. Tell us about the network and why you decided to go forward with this.
Thank you. Thanks, Ross. Thanks for having me on. I so appreciate you, brother.
Of course.
So this has been a dream of mine for 3 years. And I actually met you physically. We met in person at Podfest 2022. And when I left there, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I really wanted to create Superstar Women Entrepreneurs Media Network. It's by women entrepreneurs. I am content creator and the founder of Superstar Women Entrepreneurs Media Network, Joie Gharrity. The media network is unique. Each live stream podcast hostess is a woman expert in their field, provides tools, tips, products, and services that include business, health, fashion, wealth, beauty, and spirituality, exclusively for women entrepreneurs looking to incorporate more ease and grace into their daily, personal, and professional lifestyle.
All right, I could have let you say it, but why not have the video say it for you? I'm sorry to cut you off there. Go ahead, Joey.
I know a lot of women and men entrepreneurs out there are going to understand this, that when you create your own business, it's not always ease, right? There's a lot of learning curves, your own systems. And I want to create a network where women entrepreneurs can go to one place, right? Because every single show that these women deliver, including myself, have real tips, real takeaways that you can incorporate right away into your business. And we wanted to create a resource center, kind of like a robust, amazing how-to library, right? So you can go in, and if you're like, I need to, conquer the business part, right? Then Kirsten from Business Care with Kirsten, her shows are awesome because she's giving her expertise. It's not, and we do it in an interview format so we can bring on other influencers, right, who are giving their expertise, and they're literally giving tips and tools and resources there in real time. So the shows are very generous.
And we'll be sharing some of those resources. Right now, we have Joey's book highlighted in the carousel, but we are going to hear from our guests as well about their favorite resources and products on Amazon. Speaking of Amazon, because we're talking about sales, there's a sales component to your show as well. It's not just saying, oh, well, there's a few good tips out. You really do focus on the products pretty heavily.
Yeah, we do. So it's a priority, right? Because all of us in the live stream / podcast world, right? I know for myself, I started out doing it just because I wanted to be of service and spotlight other people, and I was learning. But I've been in the arena for 3 years now. And so when I made the decision to do this, I wanted to make sure that there was a dollar sign next to every single show as well, because this is a business, right? We're very, like Ross, right? We're very generous with our knowledge. You can ask us anything, we're going to tell you, right, Ross? Right. But this is also a business, right? And what the marketplace has been being trained right now, right? How to consume in a different way. Amazon's a perfect example of that. Consume in real time. And so every single product and service that we're bringing on, many of them are from Amazon because we're part of the Amazon affiliate programs, are also very thoughtful around the topic. And the content creators, they're literally using these products themselves.
Right.
And they're showing them, and they're talking about the product and how it works too. So it's very, very authentic. And I believe that live stream is the new reality show that's real, authentic, because we don't edit our shows. It's all in real. It's like if someone drops out because of technology and it gets wonky, the content creators keep going until that person can jump back in again. So it really is real.
That's really cool. Well, speaking of real, we've got the real hosts here, and so let's go ahead and bring them up. I'm going to bring everybody in, and then we'll introduce. We have Claudine Francois joining us, Kirsten O'Shields, Lana DeRue, and Mary Barnett. So welcome everybody to Livestream Deals.
Thank you so much for having us.
So I'm going to start with Claudine, and then I'll just call you out. Tell us a little bit real quick about what made you decide to join the Superstar Women Entrepreneurs Media Network.
Well, first off, Joie, because she is a superstar for sure. But also, I thought it was a great way to help empower women in their health so they could show up better in their business. Because if you're not feeling great, you are not going to be able to show up in your business. And so it's a wonderful platform to explore topics related to health with my guests and bring tips to women who just want to feel better every day and be able to bring their best to their business.
Very cool. Mary, I believe you're the newest host, so I'll throw you right into the fire. What made you join?
Well, of course, Joie. We've known each other for years, and anything she does is superstar quality. And I've been doing actually a show for years on my own. And Joie presented a kind of a new way to look at live stream. I even was on internet radio before there was podcasts. And I just love the ability, as she was mentioning, to highlight people in our industry and help bring their goodness to light. And because I truly believe that rising tides lifts all boats. And so I love the ability to do that. And then within our network, we're able to support each other. And it's all about the love, baby.
Sounds good. Lana, what's your story?
Well, of course, Joie, just like everybody else, but I've always wanted to be a superstar. And this was my opportunity. Thank you. And just an opportunity to grow, to be able to reach more people, because I know what it's like to not feel good on a daily basis, and I don't want people to suffer. So if I can make that happen and bring people those steps and those tools that they can use to feel good on a daily basis, that's why I chose to do it.
Kirsten?
I've had the pleasure of knowing Joie for many years. We met when we were both keynote speakers at a women's event about 8 years ago, and we've been staying in touch and collaborating. And I started a social media show called Cocktails with Kirsten, where every Friday I would put out a motivational message, give little business tips, because I've been very blessed to be an international business coach and entrepreneur for almost 30 years now. So don't tell anybody I'm that old. So I was so blessed and absolutely thrilled when Joie approached me to say, hey, let's take what you're doing and let's just put it out there at a whole different level. And it's been an amazing experience.
So you're new at doing video shows, or?
No, I've been doing
You've been doing
shows
it.
for
Okay.
many years. Yes.
No. So I can tell all of you are very comfortable on camera. Talk about your combined reach. I believe is close to 11 million.
Yeah.
Talk about the power of collaboration and why being on a network, besides, of course, Joie being fantastic. Anybody have any thoughts on the power of having a collaborative network rather than entrepreneurs being very siloed and trying to do everything on their own?
Well, if I may, it kind of goes along the thought of compound interest, right?
Mhm.
We're just compounding on each other's influence, as Joie would say, and helping support each other with everything we do. And I focus on marketing. Somebody else focus on lifestyle, business. Like, I think we all, by stacking our talents on top of each other, become a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And I would say that community is essential with the power of knowledge that we can all bring with our own special gifts and the things that we can take that learning curve for other women entrepreneurs who are struggling, who know they have something amazing to give to the world and they're still trying to figure it out. The beauty is they can now tap into this particular community and grow at a faster level, as Joie says, with grace and ease instead of the struggle and the heartache. Let's gather the women together and let's launch them like crazy.
Yes. And with
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, with each business you run, you need to wear all the hats. And I think each of us represents a different hat so that we can help women that particular area or aspect of their business, because you need them all in order to be successful as an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very powerful. What do you think right now some of the biggest challenges that are facing entrepreneurs? And maybe you have a tip or one little piece of advice you could give to someone who might be struggling right now.
I think the other thing too, Ross, and we've talked a lot about this for hours, is that being a silo, or I call it a lone wolf on an island, is a slow burn. It's such a slow burn. So what starts happening is a struggle for women entrepreneurs out there is they start burning out, or things aren't moving as successfully as they or their partner would hope for. So it can really start causing some tension and maybe even potential of closing your doors, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you're in a community and in a network full of we's, so I only picked we's for the network as well, right? A community full of we's, right? You can move faster. Not only our numbers are almost 11 million reach right now, but everyone's cross-pollinating and sharing each other's shows. So now you're getting into other backyards. And I say that this, brothers and sisters, is the ultimate funnel, right? Because you're not asking people to leave the platforms. They don't want to leave the platforms anymore. They don't like that. Instead, we are leveraging our social media numbers, right? And our we mentality and supporting each other. And then also by bringing on an interview component to it, we're tagging that person. So yes, I love being on stage, and I've been on a lot of stages, right? But being on stage and talking to a couple hundred people is great. It's a whole different experience, and I'm so glad I do that. But you do one show a week, you're going to talk to more than 100 people. And so this, to me, is the ultimate stage in getting out of this slow burn and instead escalating and moving things way faster.
Yeah. How have you seen doing business online, whether it's social media posting, blogging, video, audio. How have you seen that help your business, particularly during the pandemic, but maybe just in general help your business grow?
I think when we get out we put ourselves out there, as Joey says, we step in our own spotlight and shine. That is the permission we're giving others to connect with us and to work with us. And that's what a lot of people were looking for, especially during the pandemic. Everybody emotionally shut down a bit and lost some of that confidence of how they're used to doing things. And all of a sudden there was the new norm. And the people, as everyone here, stepped into the spotlight and said, you know what, we still are here. We can still connect. It's done through a different way. And we gave permission for it to still be a powerful way to do business.
Yeah. Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that. Right.
Yeah.
Because it is the being a top of mind used to be a whole different ballgame. Right. But now do a show a week, like Brilliant Marketing with Mary. Right. They're seeing Mary's for face recognition. They're emotionally connecting with her. And also too, she's generously sharing her expertise. Right, Mary? So I know you wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think also for me, I've been online for 20 years. Like Kirsten, we're seasoned professionals. I've been in business. This is my 34th year. And I'm only 35. So, you know, I appreciate
Yeah, me too.
Child prodigies here.
Right out of the womb saying, Mom, I want to have a marketing career. You know, she was all bored. But yeah, so pretty much for my business, we didn't really miss a beat. And we actually own software as well. It helps people capture lists and be able to communicate to them by text and by email quickly and easily. So all of our clients were actually so grateful that their business not only didn't miss a beat, but it also increased because they could tell people we're alive, we're open, we're clean, we deliver. So so it's been awesome to see people coming on board finally and recognizing that this is okay. It's okay to do business online. You can trust people. You can validate people. I mean, that's pretty much what social media does, is it provides the credibility because everyone stalks each other. I'm sorry. Like if your mother is even interested in a boy, you're going to go check that kid out. Like, what does he say? How does he treat his mother? Right? You're going to go, and especially when you're going to give money to someone to hire them, you're going to go see like what values they have. What do they stand for? What do they don't stand for? Like, where's their value proposition, right? So I think it's so important that we all show up. I say, don't hide your light under a bushel because you are the answer to someone's prayer. And if you're not online, if you're like hiding, how is someone to find you when they really need you? So it's almost like a call to the universe. Like we owe it to people to show up and show them what we can do and use the tools that we're given. Like, heck, this is like the best time in history to be in business, right, ladies? Like,
yes.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, and obviously, Ross, you killed the game. Joey has just been raving about you. I'm so excited that we get to all be connected to you now. But anyways, it's just such a blessing for to be a part of this, to be able to expand what we do, so we can help more people and have a bigger impact on the world.
Well, it's been really fun to see this network take off. And Joey, there's some news about the podcasting side for the network. And tell us a little bit about the deal that you signed with Electricast.
Yeah, so Electricast picked us up as a network with underneath the umbrella. So I was in there out of Hollywood, Los Angeles, Hollywood, and you know I love myself some Hollywood, right? You know me, I'm like Hollywood. I'm like yes, and the founders, Mark and Peter, are like not only they're the real deal, they're powerhouses, and they really believe in this network, and they believe in these women that we're onboarding over there. So I'm a huge believer of taking the piece of content, because with live stream, all we're doing is we're just scraping the audio, right? Audio and then we're putting over there, but we want to make sure that the marketplace can consume us as many ways as possible. And, you know, Ross at Podfest Expo 2023, right? We walked away and we're just like, we have to be everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it is our birthright to be everywhere. And that is what we're doing with this network, right? So now we went with the Hollywood gig, right? Doing the podcast, the live stream, you leveraging social media, leveraging all the numbers.
Absolutely. And we're going out to all the platforms here on Livestream Deals, but you definitely want to come over to Amazon Live because Joey and I are going to do some post-show, and we're going to talk about some things that happen behind the scenes at PodFest, but a lot more to talk about here with the hosts, the content creators from the Superstar Women's Entrepreneur Media Network. And I guess one of the things that comes up a lot for people who do video and podcasting and live streaming is they're really not that comfortable selling, or they're not really sure what to do as far as an offer, a call to action. Will it cheapen their content? Will they turn their audience off? You guys are all very confident on camera, very confident in what you do and who you are and what you have to offer. What advice or what thoughts do you have for people who are maybe starting to get comfortable doing this kind of content, but are thinking, oh, no, I couldn't sell. I couldn't ask anyone to do anything and buy something or go to my website or have a call to action. What kind of thoughts do you have on that?
Well, as one of the introverted people in the group, I will say that selling has never been my forte. I had a stint at Enterprise Rent-A-Car, and they were like, please don't try to sell. Please don't. I will say that having Joey's leadership in this area has certainly helped, but also having guests come on who are talking about certain things that they find helpful in their lives. I don't look at it as selling. I look at it as presenting things to people that could help them in their business, in their health, in their overall wellness. And if they want to take part in it, great. If it's not for them, that's cool too. But I'm at least presenting the opportunity to them.
So it's resources that somebody who's already interested in your content was probably happy to learn about, because it might actually be something they could use.
Yeah, and actually people thank us. Like I'm assuming you guys are the same. Like I'll show something like I have these really cool wireless mics that you can use when you're doing your live podcast away from the office. And they're this really cool magnetic case. But I literally, I love these products. And so people be like, oh my God, I've been looking for that. Can you send me the link? I'm like, yeah, girl, I got you. It's in the thing. And so the fact that Joey has tied that into our shows so brilliantly. I've been doing this for years, but never thought, oh, I should probably put an Amazon link. So anyway, Joey's just opened our eyes to the possibilities. And as Claudine said, we're not selling. We're giving them the opportunity to take advantage of it. If they don't want, that's cool. It's all, all good.
Very cool. Let's give people the opportunity to learn about a few of your favorite products. I'm just going to mention the product, and whoever sent it into Joey, and so that I have it here to add to the carousel, just tell me, a sentence or two about it. We have a gratitude journal.
That's mine.
Oh, very nice.
Well, you'd asked earlier, what are some things that entrepreneurs struggle with? And I would say if you're doing your own business, you're your own boss, you're your own cheerleader, you're your own marketing, you're all the things. And so getting your mind on straight, I would say, is, one of the key components to setting up your day with positivity, with intention, and with an ability to bring more positivity to you. Because if you set up your day in a positive way, everything you see is going to be through that lens, right? Things are going to be going awesome. People are going to be giving you stuff for free. I mean, I got some free eclairs the other day that were made just for me. I'm just going to say, it's all about food with me. But setting yourself up with that positive energy in the day versus starting off with, oh, I have to do this today, or, everything seems like more of a chore. So I have found that doing my gratitude journal every day, doing my morning practice, that really does help me be on my A game, so that I can be on my A game for other people. Because that's what my job is, right? That is what I've chosen to do, is be there for other people. I need to make sure that I'm set first.
Very good. Now, I think this is yours as well, organic hemp seeds.
Yes. One of the guests I had on was talking about great protein sources you can just add to your day, things that are going to help. For women, we often want to balance our hormones. So having great, healthy options to like add to your shake or add to your salad, or just having, something that can give you a little boost and can also help you stay internally, like I said, on your A game so that you can show up for everyone else.
Very good. Very good. So now we have some tech gear. We have I think it's Fifine or Fifine USB microphone.
Yes, it's right here. It's my
Oh.
USB microphone. That's me. And this, they make me sound sexy.
Mary's the one who talked me into getting it. It's a really good one.
Please continue.
Yeah, you got it. I'm saying you sound really good, girl. I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it's really cool. It sits on your desk. It folds up for travel, and it plugs right into your computer, your laptop, at the USB, and it just makes you sound like a rock star. Because if you don't sound good, people like turn you off, right? You got to have a good camera, good light, good good sound. And so seriously, and this is only like $14.99. I mean, hello.
Wow. Very nice.
Best deals too. Like she has the best deals. I swear. I watch her shows. I'm like, that's a good deal for a great price.
Now there's a ring light and tripod that also looks like an incredible deal and very affordable from, I think it's Sensine or Sensine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't. It's in front of me, so I can't reach around. But
Right.
yes, it's a tripod that holds your phone. So again, you could go anywhere you want, light you up, make you look gorgeous. And again, it takes like 20 pounds off and 10 years off. Just
Wow.
it's magic. It's just magic. So
I think I even need one of those.
I'm like, I need that.
Yeah, very nice.
It's got a little remote control, so you can do your own little photo shoot. Like
Isn't
going,
that great?
That
That
is
is
very
so
cool.
It would be so cool for B-roll and stuff.
right?
Yeah.
So Mary told me about this, and I'm like, what? I'm like, okay. I'm beyond excited. Yes.
So if you're watching on another platform, come on over to Amazon Live. The carousel has all these products listed. You can check them out. Before we wrap up this segment, Joey's going to stick around, talk about her books, and we're also going to do some post-show about PodFest. Let's just go around the horn. Everybody tell, again, for people who are just joining us, the name of your show and when we can find it, when it's on. I know you guys kind of stagger the times as the week goes along. Who's up on Monday?
Me.
That's Claudine. Okay.
Yes, it's Healthy Delicious Lifestyle with Claudine, 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central. And I have a Facebook page, Healthy Delicious Lifestyle with Claudine, that you can find me.
Fantastic. Who's on Tuesday?
That would be me. That's
Kirsten.
Business Care with Kirsten. This is where we step into creating greatness for women entrepreneurs with business tips, business stories, and also all the different aspects you need as a business female entrepreneur to take your business to the next level. And I gather guests from all over the world. So we're taking high quality, impactful business practices and sharing them with all of the amazing women out there doing great things in business.
All right, we move to Wednesday.
Me.
That's Joey.
It's Superstar Women Entrepreneurs Spotlight. What I do is I bring on high-level women entrepreneurs, founders, and CEOs, and they talk about how they've taken their business next level, through books, keynoting, and then giving really real strategies, and also inspiring others to know that there's ebb and flow. There's ebb and flow in all this, but you can get through it. You can get through it. Just keep going.
And Thursday.
That would be me.
Yep.
Brilliant Marketing with Mary show live on Thursdays at 12:30 p.m. And I also bring on marketing experts who all are experts in a specific form of marketing. So you can up your game and bring your business to, as we said, an up-leveled way, but also to make it easy, simple, and fun. I'm all about the joy. And I just think that people need to lighten up and have some fun. And my show is definitely a place to do that.
All right, Lana, I'm going to just go crazy here and guess that you must be Friday.
It must be Friday. You're right.
I don't know how I figured that out.
Well, my show is Steps to Feel Good Daily with Lana. And this is an opportunity to learn the different, there's just so many aspects to healing and to feeling better on a daily basis. And I just have guests that are that specialize in different areas, be it meditation or yoga or different types of healing modalities. And so it should be a lot of fun.
All right. Well, we're going to check out all the shows. Thank you all so much for being here. Joey, stick around. We're going to talk about some books and Podfest. But Claudine Francois, Kirsten O'Shields, Lana DeRue, and Mary Barnett, thank you all for being here. It's great to meet you and talk with you, and I love what you guys are all doing.
Thanks,
Thank
Rob.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Have a
it.
great day.
Wow, what a great group you have. I mean, what a fantastic starting five that you guys have put together. One for each weekday, and the shows sound great. And, oh, man, they're all terrific on camera, very confident, very engaging. Just what you want out of live stream and podcast hosts.
Yeah, and they're so passionate about being of service, and they, again, we all have done the entrepreneur journey for a minute, and it hasn't always been easy, because what you're doing is you're running around trying to get a piece of information here and a piece of information there. So I will be bringing on others for other categories and different categories, so that it just, I just want women entrepreneurs to have more ease and grace, brother. Because I know it can be a struggle out there, but we don't want that. We want people to be happy and make money.
Yeah. Well, there is the full lineup. Take a screenshot if you'd like. You can remember each of the hosts' names and their shows. And, of course, Joey's website, Joie G 113, has the entire network, and it's laid out and tells you where you can find all the shows. You want to talk a little bit about books, Joe?
Let's do it.
All right. So you have your latest book. I'm going to have it right here. It's Being Your Own Superstar. There you go. How to Expand Your Love Capacity. And this is fantastic. You've gotten a lot of great feedback and a lot of wonderful guests who are actually doing the program in your book when they come on your show. Talk a little bit about what that's been like.
Yeah, so I dedicated an entire show, entire live and podcast to the book. And when I was sitting back and I was trying to figure out how I want to market it, I was like, why don't I do what I love? And so anyone that reads my book, they can reach out to me and I'll bring them on the show. And so it doubles as an organic testimonial, but I've also learned so much from these guests, because they're delivering all these gems and how they've taken the daily habit system around the capacity, and how they've integrated it into their world, and all these things that have been happening for them. So I'm really blessed. I'm just really blessed.
Yeah, it's a fantastic book. And then the book that I think really is so key as well for entrepreneurs is it's the Red Carpet Guide, because we all need to increase our visibility and our influence. And I just want to say a quick hello. Jeff C. is here watching on Amazon Live, one of the great creators in the social media and online video audio space. Tell us about that Red Carpet Guide. Who doesn't want to walk down the red carpet one day and experience that elation?
Yeah. So they're actually accompany each other. This one, and so both of them are from my time of working in Hollywood for 20 plus years. And I talk about what I learned. And this is actually doubles as a guidebook. So I take you step by step of how you can increase your visibility, influence, and really up level your business through strategies that I learned from high level mentors down in Hollywood. And they're for anyone in any business. And then this book is a guidebook, and it helps you to sustain your inner game. So as you up level to superstardom, that you don't want to like burn down the house or your company, right? Because you get a lot of fame.
What is it that most people who have not worked in Hollywood or been on those kind of big stages or whatever, what is it that they don't know about influence, visibility, expanding your love capacity, whatever the different areas are that you've kind of really grasped what goes on in Hollywood and how it's different? What do you think people don't understand about that maybe they should think more about or learn more about?
I think, it's that I want everyone to know that it's not that the superstars are more talented than you, because we're all very talented people. It's just that they got back to their, what I call, the it factor gets thrown around a lot down there. Right. And we all have one. It's just that they embraced it. They got back to it. They embraced it. And then fame is just love.
Mhm.
That's all it is. So, $1 million, which $100 million checks, which my boss, a particular mentor, would come back with often. It's just fame. It's just love. It's just that he was able to sustain the acceptance piece of saying yes to someone handing him $100 million check so he could go make his next movie, right? And so I just tell people, I'm like, rather than look at things like fame and money and cars and mansions and business opportunities, instead of looking at it like that, and of course have goals, but set those aside, start looking at like around how many love notes that would contain. So if someone wants $1 million, I tell them all the time, I said, if someone walked up to you right now and handed you $1 million check, could you handle that? And they're like, well, I don't know, what would they want? And I'm like, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, but if someone handed you 1 million love notes, could you handle that? They're like, well, that's a lot of love. And I said, so work the muscle. It's because love capacity is just a love muscle, So could you handle 30,000 love notes? Like, yeah. I'm like, okay, all right, start there, but then start working towards being able to handle 1 million love notes and start looking at money and opportunities just as love, and take the mystique out of it.
Yeah. And so is that something that they're taught, or is that something that's more inborn in the people who become famous celebrities?
I think there's an there's a tipping point that happened with them. They might have had a mentor, or they come from a particular family that already kind of knows the secret sauce in a way, right? And so that mentor comes along and is just like, has so much confidence in them that they are able to, it really helps to generate their capacity. Like I say, Grand Canyon level, like the superstars have Grand Canyon level capacity, right? And so things just start falling in. And it wasn't unusual. I would see people get a car for their birthday, right? Or a very expensive painting, or, something, or a horse, let's say, right? And the thing is they weren't like, they can lean into it.
Right.
And they can accept it. Right. And they were like, thank you. Like, and so it's the acceptance level. And again, someone handing you a car for your birthday, which at the time was mind blowing for me. Like, who gets a car for their birthday, right?
At first I was thinking, did you say card? Card, right? No, car. Okay.
but Ross, I've been working on my love capacity and my daily habits for over 3 years. And so this Christmas, I was gifted a car, right? And because I've connected the dots and I accepted it, right? And I'm telling you, 3 years ago, I couldn't have accepted it, and it wouldn't have even happened, right? Because I would have been like, I was still had this mystique around things, money and cars and all this around that they're things. And once I understand, I understood, and now I understand, it's just love. That's all it is. And my entire life has changed completely in 3 years, personally, professionally. I mean, I was on stage with William, like after William.
We're gonna get to that in a little post show. So the book, her latest book, Joie's latest book, is Being Your Own Superstar: How to Expand Your Love Capacity. You've also been in 3 books of the 100 Predictions series.
Thank you,
I'm going
brother.
to take a look. Should we go back a few years? Because you're usually pretty spot on these things. And so I'm going to look up, let's see, what chapter were you in the first book? I'm just looking to see.
I think it was a little later in the book, right?
Yeah, I think you've moved up over the years as you continue to get things more correct. No, there's no.
As capacity's been growing, I've actually moved up in the chapter numbers.
Okay, so page 284, which is not you, but it may be the page after that. Let's see. No. Okay, well, so much for my ability to read a table of contents. Let me try again. All right, let's go with this year's book. I think it's chapter 10, right?
Right, it's chapter 10, yes.
All right, so let's go with your prediction in this year's book.
Sure.
You said, we go with the headline basically, or the pull quote for the graphic. I predict live streaming will take center stage with big brands in 2023. They will recognize it as a resource that entertains the audience and doubles as a powerful selling tool. Live streaming content creation will become the new reality stars. The marketplace will crave real-time content shared by hosts being their authentic selves. Just like with reality TV, audiences are attracted to the potential for raw emotions as the hosts and featured guests let their guard down. The marketplace wants more emotional connection on a deeper level, easy for me to say, and live stream delivers just that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of where we are right now, and that's where you see things just continuing to pick up and go, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I know that's a bold prediction, but I foresee that even reality shows at some point will be real. What I mean, it'll be in real time, right?
So
Because
they'll actually be live, not
Yeah,
scripted and cut up, and oh, I did that for 2 seconds, but they made it seem like the center of the show.
yeah, yeah, I believe that's where we're heading. And because Amazon, for instance, I mean, you'll even see in the morning talk shows now, they have live up in the corner and they're selling in real time. The way people want to consume now is they don't want to wait, right?
Right.
And so they're giving information behind the product itself, right? And they're doing in these deal making scenarios like on, Good Morning America and stuff like that, right? That's going to be commonplace. That's going to be commonplace. That's why with my network, right? We're doing that now, like right this second, because I'm telling the content creators in my network, I'm saying, so just start now, because there will be a time when people will expect it. And if you don't do it, they'll be disappointed, in my opinion.
Well, I learned a little trick here while you were talking. It's a good time for me to look up the chapter instead of trying to do it when all eyes are on me. Okay, so book number 2. So that was this year. Book number 2, which came out in early 2022. You said in 2022, major Hollywood stars will jump into the live streaming game big time, just like they have in the podcast world. Has that happened? Is there anybody you can think of?
I know that Garth Brooks has jumped in, and
He's kind of big.
I mean, and Garth is like major. Yeah, I mean, we've seen it on Amazon, right? We've seen real talent selling, right? And I mean, they're selling
Right.
lots of stuff, right? We see that happening, and I know that the big brands have certainly started waking up to all this, right? They're seeing the trend. So absolutely, that's absolutely already happened.
Yeah. So you've done really well in these predictions. I'm sorry I didn't have your one from the first book to pull up, but you've done really well in the predictions.
I'm so proud of my predictions. Well, first of all, when Ross does these, I think this is so brilliant, Ross. I think if you have not gotten Ross's books, get them. Because what he's done is he has actually vesseled 100+ influencers that are very generous with their predictions and really laying out their why behind it. Like this is why I believe this is going to happen. But what it does is it takes a lot of the trend thinking out of it, right? So you could just buy the first, second, and third book, right? And just look, and you'll start seeing the threads of trends. And these people, they've been in the arena for a very long time.
Wow.
Right?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's really been a labor of love to do this over the years. And it didn't start out as a book. It started out as a blog post, and it grew as a blog post, but it was always really for industry people. And then the pandemic hit, and it's like, well, now the whole world is using these tools and has to learn other ways of reaching an audience and reaching their customers. And the response has been really, really cool. So we're going to go into some post-show. So if you're on another platform, come on over to Amazon Live, because we're going to do a little post show, go behind the scenes of Podfest. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you're on the other platforms, come on over and we'll say goodbye to you. But we're going to stay here. We're going to stay live on Amazon and continue to talk to Joie Gharrity. And it's been a lot of fun. She's with the Superstars, the Superstar Women Entrepreneurs Network. And all right, let's go into some post show. I want to talk about Podfest, your experience as a speaker. You had an assignment to give a keynote talk, and you chose to give it about your experience from Podfest to stepping on stages and what people could learn from Hollywood. But that's not the only story. The other story is the time slot. And you got the most difficult slot on the entire schedule. And I don't think you had any idea until the person before you went up, who just happened to be world famous.
Yeah, no, I have no idea. None. All right, I might not have showed up to the room. I'm serious. Here's my first time on the Podfest arena, which I had set an intention in 2022 when we were out there. Literally, I had my bags. I was waiting for Uber, and I set intention. I said, in 2023, I'm going to be on stage, right? So I was just like, okay, I'm on stage, great. But then I'm like I'm in the room, and I find out who I'm following, and I'm like, are you kidding? Are you kidding me right now? Right? Because well, first of all, his keynote, like, he brought down the house. He's so clever. He's so smart. And he sang for us.
Yeah, he did. And he was very popular, and he was very good, and he's been doing this for a long time.
Yes.
And of course, your heart kind of goes out to him, because even though it's like 20 years ago now, I mean, it just could have been one of the most crushing things to ever happen to anybody. And he's bounced back, and he's just like such a nice, humble, warm guy, and he's doing what we're doing. You know, he gets up on stage, and he's continued to be a speaker, and he speaks all over the world. He likes to get up and sing, whether he's a pro or he's professionally trained or not. But anyway, so he's getting this rousing standing applause when he's done. Everybody loves him. And then you come up and you give him a high five, right, when you're coming to stage. And then you are able to turn it around right away and keep the attention on you. And you end up with a pretty big applause at the end, too. I just think that's a really, really hard thing to do after somebody like him, because the normal thought is, oh, everybody's going to chase him down in the hallway, ask for an autograph, ask for a selfie. And they didn't go. They stayed there and watched your talk.
Yeah, it was, I mean, I'm so grateful. So grateful. So Williams, his message, I think, is so important, isn't it? Because it's all about like, be your own star, essentially. And there's going to be haters.
Right.
But just do your best, right? And follow it anyways, right? And my keynote, not knowing I was going to follow him, was all about being your own superstar. And you don't have to ask permission anymore. Right. You don't have to ask Hollywood to be a star anymore. Right. And that wasn't the truth for a long, long time. Right. And also, too, by sharing your gifts and talents out there and stepping into the spotlight, you're being of service. You're opening doors for other people to do the same. And so I feel like I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that life is, it's like there's puzzle pieces that are being put into place. So that I followed him, right, it was also a reminder for me too, because Ross, in December of 2022, my intention for 2023 is I was gonna build the biggest spotlight for myself to date, and it was gonna be gigantic, right? And I also knew there was gonna be some haters, right? Even people that are close to me, that I thought were close to me, right? And I knew I was going to go into that. So his message resonated with me. It resonated with me. And then I get to share that message, and it just solidified like how powerful and empowering we all are. And I told everyone there, I'm going to tell everyone out there too, be courageous and do your own show. Do it. Be your own star. Do it, because you're opening doors for others as being of service, but also too, it's your birthright to share your gifts and talents with the world. It's your birthright.
Yeah. What do you take away from that experience for the next times that you speak? I mean, it's got to give you so much confidence, because it's not likely, at least, let's say in the next 6 months, that you're going to follow somebody who's a household name. Now, over time, we can all see that happening. But as you go through your regular speaking gigs, how much more confidence do you go with having come through that kind of fire and succeeded?
I feel like what it taught me was to take a deep breath, right? Because I had a choice. Like, there was literally, and this is so authentic, there was literally a moment where I was going to get up and leave the room. I was, like, because I was so anxious and so uncomfortable about this. And I've been speaking for, gosh, like, I'm an international speaker, right? But what it taught me is to take a breath, take a deep breath. And then I reverted, and I also leaned on one of my techniques in my Love Capacity Daily Habit System of the cheering crowd, of visualizing the cheery crowd screaming my name and jumping up and down for me. And then also acknowledging and recognizing other greatness. Like, I wanted to high five him because his keynote was so poignant, and particularly for me, with the intention I set for 2023, right? And I'm like, if he can do it, I can do it, right? And so you want to lean on that stuff out there, because we're just human. We really are just little kids in like adult bodies who are like, I mean, you know, even the greatest speakers, sometimes we have stage fright still, you know, and things like that. And so it's just be authentic. That's why I love the live shows, because we could be authentic, like right now. Like, we're telling our truth.
Right.
We're telling the truth out there. And that's why I like the shows so much. Right. And that's why we don't edit them. Right.
Well, you see how people react in real time to real questions, how they deal with other people, including their guests, the hosts, you know, and so you come away, even when you take it and you repurpose it on a website or you put a clip on social media or whatever, you come away with more of a sense of the person than if it's something that's so overproduced to where, you know, they did 18 takes and they were coached on just the right way to say this line and that line. Instead, you're seeing how people react to like, you don't know what questions I'm going to ask you. You don't know where I'm really taking this. I mean, I think you know me well enough to know I'm not going to take it off a cliff, but you know, we didn't script out like, okay, Joey, I'm going to ask you these 6 questions. After 5 comes 6. And even if you answer 6 and 5, I'm still going to ask you 6 because I'm doing this completely mechanically according to a script. No, we're having a conversation and I'm listening to you and I'm thinking, maybe I want to know a little more about this, or, oh, don't forget, you got to ask her about that, you know, and you don't know what's coming next. So the way that you're responding couldn't be more authentic and real. And that's what I think live streaming and live to tape shows have given, like, the content creator. Not only isn't there a gatekeeper, but there's no longer, you know, something that's so polished and perfect and been through so many channels and approved and everything else, to where you don't really know whether the person has any idea what they're talking about or not.
No, I totally agree. I mean, I was just on the show and I was being featured on the show, and I got off the show and I was like, oh, because I shared so much. Like,
I've done that a couple times. I'm like, I did not intend to talk about all that personal stuff, really. How did they do that?
And I was like, I was sharing my brother's death and like all this stuff, right? And I got off the show, and you know, and it took me a minute to kind of compose myself, right? Because it's so vulnerable. But I was like, but Joey, that's why you're doing it.
Right.
It's to be vulnerable, because we want other people to know they're not alone. You know, we want them to know they're not alone. It's not always easy to show up on screen, you know, because we can be very, you know, critical of ourselves, right? But do it anyways, right? And because I'll have a lot of people say they don't want to do the live shows because they don't like the way they look. And I'm like, but you're beautiful both inside and out. get past all that craziness, right? But also to be authentic about it, talk about it, right? Because that's what this is about. This is about us talking real. We're real, and that's the difference. Reality shows out there aren't real.
And also understand that this is an audio medium with video. It's not a video medium with an audio track. The entire conversation that we're giving can be ripped and made into a podcast with no video and stands on its own. If we take the audio out, there's no show. So people look at you for a second or whatever, but they're basically focused on what you're saying and they're listening to the conversation. They're not paying like this critical attention that people think to the video, that people often think that they are. And even if you are, you're not doing it to the extent that you think you are. If that makes sense.
And listen, as the reality, the real of all this, as you're growing your spotlight, which again is your birthright, right? And you're gaining more influence and more visibility, right? Out there in the marketplace, right? There's going to be some haters. There's going to be some haters. Now, is it going to be like this crazy thing that happened with William Hung? Maybe. We don't know. But what else people need to realize is that William actually helped American Idol to become uber famous. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, he became a household name. So was there a win-win on both levels? Yeah, there was, right? And so that's going to happen a little bit, but I saw an interview one time with the superstar, and they asked her about the haters, and she said, "You know what? The way I look at it, there's 90% love out there, and there's only 10% haters. So it's like this, anyways."
Right. Yeah, if you don't have any haters, then you're not making an impact. Because there's always going to be somebody who's going to be jealous, envious, doesn't like your style. You know, you remind them of somebody.
Yeah, then you're not being your authentic self.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for doing this. This has been a hugely fun hour. It was so great meeting your team and all your hosts and content creators on the Superstar Women Entrepreneurs Network, Media Network, Superstar Women's Entrepreneur Media Network, and learning about what you guys are doing, what you're creating, the power of network, and also some of the challenges and opportunities for women entrepreneurs. So thank you, Joie. It's great having you on.
Big fan.
Hang out for just a second as I wrap up here on Amazon Live and across the internet. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll talk to you again on another episode of Livestream Deals. Take care, everybody.